In 1948, the South African National Party won the all-white elections and began to enforce a strict policy of racial segregation known as apartheid. All non-white South Africans were targeted, including men, women, and children of colored or mixed descent. All blacks were required to carry passbooks containing fingerprints, photos, and information on access to non-black areas. In 1951, the Bantu Authorities Act established ethnic African reserves known as homelands. 9 million South Africans were forced to leave their homes and relocate to these reserves. Colored South Africans were deprived of citizenship. They became aliens in their own country. The government segregated all aspects of life, including education, medical services, and recreational gatherings. New legislation also made it easier for the government to arrest anyone who didn't carry their passbooks or who they viewed as a threat. Many colored South Africans began to protest and boycott to help end the apartheid. On March 21, 1960, 20,000 people congregated at a police station in Sharpeville, South Africa, to protest against the requirement to carry identity passbooks. Police opened fire, leaving 69 defenseless people dead, including 8 women and 10 children. A further 180 were injured. All the victims were black. The apartheid occurred after World War II and lasted for over 40 years. What happened to change this? The world stood up and took notice of what was happening and campaigned for change. Countries all around the world were outraged by the apartheid. South Africans were banned from participating in the Olympics, and many countries boycotted trading with South Africa. Nelson Mandela was an anti-apartheid hero and an advocate for equal rights and freedoms in his home country. This made him an enemy of the government, and his actions as a protester made him a target. He was eventually arrested and spent almost 30 years in prison, before finally being released in 1990. He went on to negotiate the end of apartheid rule with the former South African President F.W. Klerk, and later became President of South Africa in 1994. After his retirement, he continued to help improve conditions all around the world. The world did something to change South Africa. Protests put pressure on our governments, and our governments did the right thing. But individuals were at the core of change. Individuals like you and me. Individuals can change the world.